UFC Fight Night Bautista versus Oliveira is this weekend. I am going to go through each and every fight, give you my pick and prediction for each fight. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Man, I hope this is a little bit better of a card than 325. 325 was good, but I feel like it should have been more, especially like the early prelims. There was like 4 fights. The prelims had 4 or 5 fights. I don't know. The main card was okay. I don't know. I feel like we were missing something, but this card isn't too bad. There's some good sleeper fights on here. Let's get right into it. First fight on the prelims: Claudia Segula versus Priscilla Cachoeira. I am gonna have to go with Priscilla Cachoeira. I know she's a win-or-loss fighter, got a lot of losses on her record, but I think her experience, like she's not too old, right? She's still kind of younger. I feel like she just has a lot more experience. Let's see, pretty close in size. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Priscilla Cachoeira. I just think it's evident that she has more experience. She's a great fighter. She's very well rounded, and she only really has trouble with like the top 10 fighters. So, yeah. They don't have odds yet for this fight. All right, moving on to the next one. We have Muin Gafarov versus Jacob Wilklach. This is actually a pretty tough fight to pick, man. Super tough fight to pick. Dang, this guy he has 0 arms and 0 legs. How are you gonna fight? How are you supposed to fight with 0 arms, 0 legs? Dude, I swear, every time I do these videos, I haven't yawned. It's 1:24 p.m. I haven't yawned all day today. As soon as I press record, I just want to start yawning. I don't know what it is. Anyways, part of me says go with Gafarov because he's got that, beard with no mustache. Man, this is a tough fight. I'm going to actually have to go. I'm going to go with Jacob Wilklach. I just think he's actually more well-rounded. I feel like he's going to be quicker as well. A lot quicker. He's got 63% subs. 38% decisions, blah, blah, blah. He goes to decision a lot. Muin gets knockouts 50% of the time. Wow. Significant strikes. Jacob is actually landing more. He's landing more significant strikes. He is absorbing a little bit more, yeah. Oh, man. Grappling. See, then you look at this, and Muin, he's got a 1.47 take. Like, is Jacob even gonna get the takedowns? I'm gonna go with Muin Gafarov, just because he's got the knockout threat, and he's got 70% takedown defense. What is Jacob gonna do to him? Like, sure, he's not gonna knock him out. He has no knockouts. And he's not going to get him down. And if he does, he's probably going to get right back up. I'm going to go with Muin Gafarov. I'm going to say by decision. Next, we have Wang Kong versus Eduarda Mora. I'm going to go with Wang Kong. Man, I love her. I love the way she fights. Yeah. I don't know where she trains at, but I get the vibes of like city kickboxing, but I'm not too sure. She's from China, so I don't know. I'm going to go with Wang Kong. I don't know. She could get knocked out though. Of course, anything can happen. Um, Dang, she's almost averaging one knockdown per 15 minutes of fighting. That's pretty impressive. Um, let's see, 7.5 is significant. 7.5 strikes landed per minute versus 3 strikes landed per minute. 57% significant strikes versus 37. She does absorb a little bit more, but when you're landing almost triple what you absorb, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm going with Wang Kong, man. She's got the better stats. She literally lands more than double. So you just have to go with who's going to be busier. Of course, at the end of the day, what's her name? Eduarda can land a shot on Wang Kong, put her out, or she could land a shot, get her wobbled, and submit her. But we're just going to go with what should win the fight. And if you go to the grappling section here, you can kind of see where Eduarda Morta is actually. She's going to shut down the striking of Wang Kong, which could be a huge problem when it goes to the scorecards. But this is in Las Vegas, so she doesn't have the best takedown accuracy, Eduarda Morta. I'm going with Wang Kong by TKO, but I could also see it going to a decision. So, yeah, I'm going to say Wang Kong by decision. That's my official pick. Sure, Eduarda is going to get her down maybe once or twice. She doesn't have the best takedown accuracy, but then she averages 4 takedowns per 15 minutes. So I'm going to assume that her past opponents haven't had 75% takedown defense, or Wang Kong just hasn't been, her opponents haven't tried to take her down as much. Look at her freaking legs, dude. Look at those. Look how thick. Those look like Drew Dober's freaking legs, dude. Look at those calves compared to... Then you got these beef sticks. Wow. Yeah, I'm going with Wang Kong by decision. Next fight, we have Said Nurmagomedov versus Javid Basharat. Man, Javid, I'm pretty sure his last fight, he got slept by Ricky Simone. Geez, this is actually... So, one thing I can say about Said is when I just picture Said in my head, he's a lot more... He does a lot more spinning shit than Javid. Let's see. Said, 22%, blah, blah. Okay, pretty similar in stats. Said wins more decisions. Said gets 0.3 knockdowns per fight on average. Javid is landing a lot more. He's almost landing double per minute. He's absorbing a little bit more. 1 more shot per minute. Let's go to the grappling. Javid is actually the higher pace grappler here. Dang, this is such a good fight. This is actually a great fight. This is a great fight. Man. Who do you go with after Javid was literally put to sleep pretty bad? Because if I didn't have that knockout in my head, you know, from Javid, I would go with him without a doubt. But he got knocked out by Ricky Simone. Gosh, what do you go with? I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with Javid Basharat. It's a little risky, but he's coming off a knockout. He needs a win here. Let me just. He needs a knockout or a finish or just a win in general. He's got better takedown accuracy. He lands almost double the takedowns as Saeed. He's got better takedown defense. He just doesn't go for as many submissions. He also lands more. He absorbs more as well. I'm going to go with Javid Basharat by decision. I'm not very confident. Next fight, Bruna Brazil versus Ketlin Souza. I'm going to go with Bruna Brazil here. And they're both coming off a loss. See, pretty similar in stature. Man, they say to go with one that looks more like a man, so I should be going with Ketlin Souza, which we'll see. Maybe I should stop saying who I'm going to go with until I look at the stats completely, because that kind of changes your mind, you know what I mean? I think these matter if you have at least 10 fights or more. If you're not over 10 fights, the stats can be kind of weird, so let's see. All right. Bruna Brazil, way higher takedown average, takedown accuracy, pretty good takedown defense, pretty similar there. The striking there's a huge gap in the striking. Ketlin Souza lands a lot more. If Bruna Brazil doesn't get knocked out or rocked super bad and finished, I feel like she can grind out a decision. I know it's in Las Vegas, but if she can mix the strikes, if she can let her hands go by using the grappling, I do think that will open up her striking. You know, the grappling can open up her striking. I'm gonna go with Bruna Brazil by decision. If she can get her to the ground, you know, go for at least a couple of submission attempts, go for some ground and pound, and just keep the pressure on, I think she can get it done. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ketlin Souza pulled this one out of the bag 29-28 or something like that. So, yeah. Next fight, Nikolay Vertenikov versus Nico Price. I am going to go with all right, let's see. Nico Price's fight time averages 8 minutes 49 seconds, but most of those are from losses. I love Nico Price. I hate to talk crap, but wow, Nico lands 5 shots a minute, double. But if the shots, see the significant shots, there's a huge gap. So this guy's landing a lot harder shots. He's absorbing almost double. Let's go to the grappling. Give that one to Nico a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go with Nikolay Vertenikov. I'm going to go with Nikolay by TKO, but I can also see him pulling out a decision. Nico Price is tough. He's a vet. He can probably hang in there. He's a pretty tough guy, so I'm going to go with Nikolay by decision. Next fight, last fight in the prelims, Alex Morono versus Daniel Donchechko. Man, this guy is a dog. This Daniel guy is a freaking dog. If you guys haven't seen his fight on Dana White Contender Series, go freaking check it out. This dude's a dog, man. But so is Alex Morono. Alex Morono is also a dog, man. He's so weird. I've literally watched this guy fight, and I'm like, dang, what would I do if I'm in the cage with this shark-looking dude, and he's just coming at me. You're landing shots on him, and he's just, I don't know. The dude is like, he's just, it's so weird. If you don't get Alex Morono out of there, he's just such a weird fighter to be in there with. You know, he lands shots you wouldn't expect him to land, and just, I'm going with Daniel Donchechko because he's young, he is super hungry, he's extremely athletic, and he's not outsized or anything. His average fight time is 4 minutes and 27 seconds, and he has a good amount of fights. That's impressive. He wants to get these fights over with. Knockdown average, he's getting almost 3.5 knockdowns per fight. You can bet he's going to get a knockdown in this fight. He's landing almost 9 strikes per minute. That is, dude, that's insane. That's crazy. It's rare that you see above like 6 or 7. That's super impressive. You're going to see that number go down in the UFC, of course, but still, with the amount of fights this kid has, it's still super impressive. He's got 15 fights. That's, yeah. He's absorbing only 2 per minute. Alex Morono is absorbing almost 5 per minute. He's got 72% defense. He's got great striking defense, great offense. Grappling, 3.37. And he's also going for almost 3.5 takedowns per 15 minutes. Takedown defense, 75%. It looks like Alex Morono is pretty effed. Looks like he's screwed in this fight. I'm going with Daniel Donchechko. It's not going to be that easy. I don't think it'll be that easy, but if he lands a good shot on Alex Morono, he can get him out of there. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think it's going to be like a second round TKO or something like that. So, yeah, Daniel Donchechko, I'm going to go with him by TKO. First fight on the main card. Make sure I'm still recording. Dustin Jacoby versus Julius Juicebox Walker. Man, this is actually a pretty tough fight. I love Dustin, man. He's such a cool dude. So humble, so respectful, and he's a pretty darn good fighter. Julius Walker, man. Big boy he is. Dustin Jacoby, you cannot count him out, dude. He's got so much experience. So much experience, man. Their stats are pretty similar. Their stats are very similar. Julius he's going to shut Jacob's striking right down. Jacob is like a kickboxer, I'm pretty sure. That's how he fights. Julius is going to be stopping his momentum with the takedowns, which is huge. His takedown defense is 100%. Of course, he doesn't have that many fights. I'm going to go with Julius Walker by decision. I don't think he's going to get a knockout. I don't think he has the striking and the power for that. But I do think he's going to wrestle and strike to a decision. Yeah. Julius Walker by decision. Next fight, Jean Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. Of course, Javid is earlier in the card, and we already covered him. This guy is not coming off a bad knockout, so yeah. But he could be versus this guy. Same thing can happen to him this fight that happened to his brother the last fight. I'm not gonna lie. Jin Matsumoto he's young, dude. He's like 25 years old. He's a killer. Let's see. Not really many knockouts. A lot of decisions. Let's see, striking. Pretty similar. This guy absorbs a lot of strikes per minute. Wow, Jin Matsumoto. He absorbs a lot of strikes per minute. compared to Farid Basharat. Wow. Jeez, man. I'm going to go with Farid Basharat for this fight. I'm going to go for both brothers getting it done this weekend. I think he's got a little bit more experience. Maybe not experience. I lied. Not experience. I just think his grappling and his striking, he lands a little bit less, but he absorbs less. So he has better defense. His offense is good. He's got more takedowns. His takedown average, accuracy, defense, everything is higher. So unless Gene Matsumoto lands a lucky shot, I'm going to go with Farid Basharat by decision, 29-28. And we move on to the next fights. But I do think Gene Matsumoto will be something. He's going to be like top 10 in this division for a little bit. But I do think Farid is the better of the two brothers. And I do believe that he's going to get the decision. So next fight, Mikhail Alasheshuk versus Marc-Andre Barriault. This is a great fight, man. This is a great fight between two 50-50 fighters. They're actually pretty similar in size. Let's go with their stats. 1.3 knockdowns. His fight time is 6 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, this guy's a killer, man. Mikhail is a killer, in my opinion. Yeah, I already knew who I was gonna go with before I even looked at the stats, but I'm going with Mikhail Alasheshuk. I just think he's more of a grinder. He's more of a dog. I don't think he's been knocked out. Maybe he has been knocked out, but I do think Marc-Andre Barriault was knocked out more recently. Yeah, man, I'm going to go with Mikhail Alasheshuk. I'll go with by TKO, but yeah, I'm going to go with TKO. I've been calling a lot of decisions. Because I do think Marc-Andre Barriault, he's tough, but he's been put away before. So I'm going to go with Mikhail Alasheshuk by, I'll say a first round TKO. First round TKO. Next fight on the main card, Jailton Almeida versus Rizvan Kuniev. I'm going with Jailton Almeida before I even say anything. I guess I'll look at their stats. Cool. If you guys don't know already, this guy, Rizvan, was on roids. He's been popped for roids, I think in the PFL or something like that. Wherever he fought before the UFC, he was popped for roids. He lands double the shots, but he also absorbs double the shots. Better defense. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going with Jailton. I just think this guy's takedown defense is 90%. 90% takedown defense, dude. So Jailton is just going to be grinding this dude out against the fence. This guy is going to try and put Jailton away. Man, 237 versus 264. He's going to have trouble getting this dude down, man. Because if he's cutting weight for 264, he might be like 270, 275. Sorry, I got to let my dog in my bed really quick. Jailton's going to have trouble getting this dude down to the ground. He's got 90% takedown defense. And he also is almost 270 pounds. So, man, this is tough. It's actually a tough one. This is actually a tough fight. Is Vegas gonna give it to Gilton if he doesn't get this guy down? It's gonna be a striking match, and this dude lands. Ah man, who do you go with? Who do you go with? Who do I go with? I really want Rizvan Kuniev to win because I hate Jailton Almeida just sitting there holding onto a single leg because he can't get the takedown and he's just. All right, let's have fun. Let's have fun with it. I'm going with Rizvan Kuniev by TKO. I think if Jailton doesn't get him to the ground, it's just going to be wraps. He's going to be forced to strike with him, and I think he's going to land the bigger shots. I could see Jailton also. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Rizvan Kuniev by TKO. I'll say like second or third round TKO. It's going to be a pretty... because he's got great takedown accuracy and defense. And he might get a takedown himself. So, I'm going to go with Rizvan Kuniev by decision. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it by decision. All right, on to the next fight. Amir Albazi versus Kyogi Horiguchi. I'm going with Kyogi Horiguchi. I think 35-5, dude. This dude's still killing it. I'm going with Kyogi Horiguchi. I think it's a given. Let's just look at the stats for fun, I guess. Man. You can almost bet on him getting a knockdown per fight. That's pretty cool. Kyogi clears the board on every single thing. Everything. In the striking, takedowns, takedown accuracy, takedown defense, literally everything besides submissions, but he's not going to need that because this isn't going to be a ground fight. Kyogi's going to keep it on the feet majority of the time. I can see that happening. I'm going with Kyogi Horiguchi by decision. Amir Albazi is extremely tough, super tough guy. And I don't see him getting finished. He's only been finished twice, and that was probably a long time ago. So I'm going to go with Kyogi Horiguchi by decision, 29-28. And here we are for the main event of the evening, Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira. We have, I think it said number 9 versus number 11, something like that. Man, oh man, here we go. Look at this dude. Look how big this guy is, man. It's actually insane. Just the way he's built, like, this guy's like slouched over. This dude's like puffed chest and just, that's how he fights too. He fights like that, like pretty similar in size, build. Let's see. They both have 3 losses. Man, they're both landing pretty similar in significant strikes. Mario Bautista is absorbing more per minute. Let's go to the grappling, baby. This is where we takedown defense 80%. Takedown average is higher. Takedown accuracy is higher. He lands more significant shots. Mario Bautista is amazing at what he does, but this guy is also good at what he does, plus more. That's what I have to say. A lot of people are saying, oh, Mario Bautista, he's going to be, his boxing is great. He's good at the footwork and, like what he did to Patchy Mix. This guy is not Patchy Mix. This guy is a mirror of himself, except this guy can actually have takedowns, and this guy hits hard. This guy is nowhere near Patchy Mix. Nowhere near Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix was a punching bag that didn't go for any takedowns, whatever. This guy is going to do all of that. The striking, the takedowns. So, I'm going with Vinicius Oliveira by decision. I'm going to say... I'll say 48-47, I guess. I think it's going to be pretty close. But I also can see 49-46 for Oliveira. Maybe he gets like a knockdown or something in like round 3, maybe. I don't know. It's going to be a fun fight, though. I'm actually super excited for this fight. Yeah. I'm going with Vinicius Oliveira by decision. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next video.